Welcome to Inspire Tutorial. This is Yasin and today's topic is combustion and flame. So in this we're going to discuss about these topics: combustion and conditions required for combustion, and what is inflammable substance and types of combustion, what is explosion and what is fuel and what is calorific value, and then we talk about flame. Combustion is nothing but it is a reaction in which a substance reacts with oxygen or air to give heat energy. So that reaction is called combustion. So can we burn all the substances? So we cannot burn all the substances. Only a few substances can be burned, or only few substances are combustible. So if you take a piece of paper, you can burn it. So it is a combustible substance. It reacts with oxygen and gives heat energy. Of course, along with the heat energy, it can give light energy also. In the same way, if you take any other thing like petrol, diesel, kerosene, they also will burn in presence of oxygen to give heat and light energy. If you take charcoal, so it also can burn, means it is a combustible substance, but it will not burn with a flame. So it will burn with some glow, right? So the substance may it is combustible. It may burn with light or it may burn with just glow. Okay, so whatever it is, it will react with oxygen to give heat energy. So that substance is called combustible substance, and that process is called combustion. So let us see what is required for combustion. So first of all, we require a combustible substance. So here there should be something which helps burning, or which helps the combustible substance to catch fire. So let us see what are the conditions required for combustion. So if you take a burning candle, air, okay, now so if you cover this burning candle with a beaker or a tumbler, okay, and this is closed, then what happens? The flame goes off. The flame goes off. So what is the reason for this? So here, by closing the container, okay, so what happens? You're going to cut off the supply of air, that means oxygen. So it continues to burn as long as oxygen is available or the air is available. So once the oxygen or air is exhausted inside the container, the flame goes off. So that means for a substance to burn, the compulsory or the essential element is oxygen or air. That is one. And the second thing is, if you just keep a substance in the air, means in presence of oxygen, can it catch fire by itself? No, it cannot catch fire by itself. So for example, if we take a piece of wood and a piece of paper. If you bring a burning matchstick near the paper, what happens? You can see the paper starts burning, it catches fire easily. But if you take the same burning stick to near the piece of wood, so what happens? It does not catch fire easily. So what is the difference between these two? So here, for a substance to catch fire, there should be a minimum temperature at which the substance can catch fire. So that minimum temperature at which the substance can catch fire is called ignition temperature. So here we have we'll see a small experiment over here. If you take a piece of paper, okay, so turn into a cone shape, or it is folded like a bowl, and if you bring a matchstick over here, what happens? It starts burning, right? So if you take the same paper and if you fold it into a cone like a ball and then fill it with water, now bring a matchstick near the end, then what will you see? So this time the paper will not catch fire. So by keeping like this, you can even boil the water without the paper catching fire. So what happens over here? So here the flame, when you keep it here, what happens, the temperature given to the paper, it will be transferred to the water by the property called conduction. So here what happens, the temperature given to the paper, so that will be transferred to the water, so hence the paper will not get sufficient temperature so that it can catch fire, so it will not reach the ignition temperature. So for any substance there should be minimum temperature at which it can catch fire, so that temperature is called ignition temperature. So for example, if you take petrol, LPG, CNG, they will have very low ignition temperatures, so that's why they can easily catch fire. And if you take phosphorus, which is a non-metal, it can catch fire at room temperature also, because it has such a low ignition temperature. So that's why phosphorus is stored inside water, right? So here we understand that, so for a substance to burn or for combustion, we require three elements. One is the substance must be combustible, the second one is oxygen or air must be there, and the third one is ignition temperature. So now, so by understanding this, we can handle fire accidents. So how can we handle the fire accidents? So for a substance to burn, first there should be air and ignition temperature. If you can cut any one of these two, so we can stop or control burning, or we can prevent fire accidents, right? So for example, a substance is burning, so how can you stop, how can you put off the fire? So generally what we do, we put water over this. So what is the purpose of pouring water on the flame? So when you pour water on the flame, what happens, it cools down the substance, that means such that the temperature of the substance goes below the ignition temperature, so that it cannot catch fire. So that is one reason. But so the same process, means pouring water on the flame or fire, will not work in case of fire accidents caused by the short circuit or because of the petrol or diesel, etc. So what is the reason for that? So we all know that water can conduct electricity. So when you pour water on the substance which is passing electric current, what happens, it may cause more damage. Okay, so to prevent that, we cannot pour water on that. So what can we do? We can cut off the supply of air to the substance. How can we cut off? For example, there is a substance which is burning, so because of the short circuit, so you cannot pour water over that. So what do? We use fire extinguishers. So generally the fire extinguishers will contain carbon dioxide. So when you operate fire extinguishers, they will pour a substance called carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is a gas. So being it is heavier than air, it will stop the contact between air and the burning substance. So since carbon dioxide is heavier than air, it will come in between air and the burning substance. So that's why what happens, you can stop burning. So otherwise we can add a substance, or we can pour, or we can throw a substance like sodium bicarbonate or potassium bicarbonate on the substance, so which will release the same carbon dioxide. So in this way we can put up the fires or flame. And what is inflammable substance? Inflammable substance means the substance which can easily catch fire is called inflammable substance, like petrol, diesel, LPG, CNG, they all easily catch the fire. So those are called inflammable substances. And types of combustion. So here we can classify types of combustion as two types, that is rapid combustion and spontaneous combustion. Rapid combustion means the substance can easily burn, like plastic or paper. The substance, it is combustible and it can easily burn. And spontaneous combustion, like I told, phosphorus. So phosphorus, even at room temperature, it can catch fire. So you no need of any matchstick here. So phosphorus can easily catch fire. So such kind of combustions are called spontaneous combustions. So So the next one is explosion. Explosion is also nothing but combustion, in which the substance reacts with oxygen to give light energy and heat energy, and along with that it gives sound energy also. Like crackers, when you light crackers, what happens? They will give heat, light energy, along with them they will liberate sound energy. So that is called explosion. And fuels. So what is meant by a fuel? So fuel is nothing but which can catch fire easily and which can give a large amount of heat energy and which is easily available and cheap. So that kind of substance is called a fuel. And then what is the fuel efficiency? Fuel efficiency means, so all the substances or all the fuels will not give same amount of heat energy. So it depends upon their calorific values. So here what is a calorific value? Calorific value is nothing but the amount of heat energy in calories. Okay, the amount of heat energy which is released when you burn 1 kg of a fuel. So when you burn 1 kg of a fuel, for example, if you take charcoal, if you take 1 kg of charcoal, you will get heat energy up to 33,000 kilojoules when you burn 1 kg of coal. And if you burn 1 kg of petrol or diesel or kerosene, you will get 45,000 kilojoules of energy. So that is the calorific value of petrol. And for CNG you will get 50,000 kilojoules of energy. For LPG you will get 55,000 kilojoules of energy, and for biogas you will get 40,000 kilojoules of energy. And when you burn 1 kg of hydrogen, you will get 1,50,000 kilojoules of energy. So this is called calorific value of a substance. For coal it is 33,000, and the substance which is having highest calorific value here in this case is hydrogen. When you burn 1 kg of hydrogen, you will get 1,50,000 kilojoules of energy. So when you burn a candle, you will observe a flame here. Mainly you will see 3 portions over here. So this is 1, 2, and this is the third one. So when you take the first part over here, it will be dark, and here the second one, it will be like yellowish, and here it will be blue color. Okay, so here in this flame there will be 3 regions or 3 zones. So where the first one is dark, so here what happens, the temperature at this zone will be very less. So this is least hot, or it will be having least temperature. So the middle one will be having moderately hot, whereas this will be the hottest zone of the flame. So what is the reason for this? For example, for this, for a candle, so when you burn this candle, when you light this candle, what happens? So the wax near this wick, that will get vaporized. So the vapors, when they reach this area, what happens? They burn completely, and they will give maximum heat in this zone. They will give maximum heat because of the complete combustion. Whereas in the middle one, so the vapors will undergo combustion, but they will undergo partial combustion, means incomplete combustion. So they will give moderate heat over there. But at this dark zone, so they did not catch fire still, so they just get evaporated. So there will be least hot. Okay, so that's why the place here will appear dark, right? Because so this is about flame and combustion.